So guess what a crazy thing happened today? I ended up hosting a vintage indoor picnic at mine, just as we discussed in the chat. I thought the classic theme was quite an appropriate way to set the mood and, you know me, vintage buff at heart. I got Eric, Nina, and guess what? I even managed to get my newer friends Jake and Max on board. Yeah, they are quite into the classics just like you and me. The best part was that we watched some real Hitchcock gems. Psycho, The Birds, you name it. I gotta say, there's something about those old-timey horror movies that modern films just can't replicate. You can't beat a classic, right? And of course, we had some homemade snacks to go with it, and I swear the fun we had was just way beyond 8-bit. If only we could have teleported you here, maybe in some future update. Oh, and remember that chat we had about adding movie trivia to the mix? Well, we totally went for it. And believe me, Eric's trivia brain of his seriously gives Google a run for its money. It was absolutely a blast, even if I do say so myself. And honestly, adding trivia was Nina's stroke of genius. It gave our movie marathon an extra edge and upped the chill factor by a level or two. I think it's safe to say we're all quite smitten by our dive in the Hitchcock lane. Between you and me, I think the best part of it all was seeing everyone unwind, outside of the digital buzz. If I had a save button for life, I'd use it right here. 'Cause sometimes it's talking about tube-shaped food with your mate Eric that makes you think, life, it's not so bad, you know? Seriously, tube-shaped food revolution? Ha, classic stuff. Speaking of food, you know how I am with my snacks, right? They were all homemade. Yeah, that's right. Yours truly, the coder and gamer, went on a cooking spree. And boy, was it worth it? Plus, food always tastes better when you're sharing it with friends, especially friends who can appreciate a well-made pixel-perfect muffin. But hey, enough about my culinary adventures. How are things on your end, mate? How profoundly has common sense knocked on that creative noggin of yours recently? I bet you're up to something great, and I can't wait to hear about it. All right, I think I'm going to end the playback here. So you know that wild idea I was babbling about, right? The whole city scaling project? Well, it took off today. Yeah, you heard it right. It was like capturing grand staircases of concrete, steel, and glass. And let me tell you, it was an unforgettably exhilarating experience. You see, the idea was to photograph the city from diverse heights, to capture its essence and vibrance distinctly from each altitude. Oh, and this ain't just your typical bird's-eye view snaps. No siree. We had drones in action. Yeah, those buzzing bees were our camera operators in the sky. Needless to say, it was quite a technicolor spectacle even for us to behold, let alone the shots they ended up capturing. Out there, sky high, the city seemed like this massive canvas splashed with geometric magnificence. Oh, I wish I could have taken you up there with one of the drones. Now allow me to paint the picture. Imagine seeing rows and rows of skyscrapers, like pixelated ridges of a digital mountain. Honestly, it was like skydiving without the impending doom of hitting the ground. I owe a lot to Rose, truly. Without her piloting skills, we'd have been just dreamers with drones. Guess what? Our chat enthusiasm spilled over into real life, too. You remember that indoor picnic we were joking about in the group? Nina, bless her. She asked me about my preference between roses and lilies for the picnic. Now, me being a popcorn enthusiast managed to sneak in popcorn into the roses, or maybe was it the other way round? Anyway, the point is, guess what's going to bloom in the picnic? Popcorn roses. It led to some hilarious banter about an upcoming floral popcorn trend. Crazy, right? We got onto this offbeat track about tube-shaped food, too. Eric's still dreaming about a tubular broccoli revolution. Knowing him, I wouldn't be surprised if he figured out a way to pull it off. Music? Eric gave us our Halloween vibes with the haunted house song. Certainly sets the mood just right. I think we got our movie night sorted. As for the meal of the day, Eric's beetroot burgers are on the menu now. Indoor picnic or not, it's hard to resist such an adventurous offer. How interesting would it be to taste it? Something to look forward to, right? Oh, Continuing the saga of Amy's adventures, guess what new leaf I've turned? Started this kick-ass podcast today. Yes, you got it. The same one I was brainstorming about. All about digital art trends, self-branding, engaging global artists, and more. You know me, couldn't resist getting my teeth into something like this, and it's turned out pretty rad if I do say so myself. As you can imagine, the Fast Track Amy Express is super charged up about it. Sharing this journey, I have this awesome team. Remember Gina? She's shared some brilliant insights from her VR workshops. Ivy, my go-to for anything related to mixed reality arts. She's hopped on board too. To top it off, I've got Luke and Aiden in the mix, who are just dynamites in the VR and art innovation domains. Honestly, it feels like Avengers assemble in the creative world. Meanwhile, in the crazy group chat today, Eric, that space fan that he is, asked the most Eric question possible. Do aliens have music? You know, him being in his intergalactic phase of the moment. But he has a point. Maybe the cosmic noise is their top charts. It led to this hilarious banter about an intergalactic music service, something like the Intergalactic Billboard service. Can you beat that? Then we leapfrogged into this seriously fun talk about a sci-fi movie plot, Cosmic Harmonics. Picture this: Eric, the space DJ, and Nina, our tech whiz data analyst, on a wild cosmic music ride. Bound to be a blockbuster. But you know our chats? They never stop at one particular topic. Somehow we veered off into a discussion about popcorn, and Eric got stuck between buttered and caramel. I voted caramel. Nina went for buttered. Decided in the end he should just go for both and mix them. Just a dash of Amy's sweet salty wisdom along the way, no biggie. Oh, and remember TurboTech we got coupons for last time? We're planning the ultimate popcorn party for the launch. Imagine mixing the buttered and caramel popcorn and that too, in public. A popcorn storm coming right up at TurboTech. Get your brawlies ready. Suffice to say, my life's as busy as a bee on an espresso shot. I have got my sleek design tablet, my visionary podcast, and these quirky chats with the gang to live off. You know, creating surreal arts in the day and talking about cosmic music and popcorn varieties at night. Dream life for the nerd queen, isn't it? Anyway, enough about the thrilling world of Amy. How's it at your end, mate? Got any out-of-this-world stories to share?